Today we're going to talk about why there should never be an Oppressor Mark III. June 13th, 2017 was the release date of the Oppressor Mark I in GTA 5 Online. And this was the day that GTA 5 changed forever because they added a vehicle that really just destroyed the game. Now, I do have to admit, when the Oppressor Mark I was released, it wasn't truly the most overpowered vehicle that could kill everything. Now, I do have to say, a lot of people did use this vehicle to pretty much torment every single person in online. When you were to go into a lobby in June of 2017 and for the months after that, you would guarantee see at least 5 people with an Oppressor Mark I flying around murdering everybody, because back then this vehicle was extremely popular. It is still fairly popular today. Now, not only was this vehicle extremely overpowered, like I said, it was also extremely fun. When this vehicle came out, I was literally just flying around on it forever, and for the first couple of weeks, I didn't even know that this was going to be the #1 griefing vehicle in the game. I was more focused on doing tricks and having fun. That's the difference between an average player and people who literally grief for a living. As I said, this vehicle was used for griefing and for having fun. So I don't blame Rockstar for adding an Oppressor Mark II, but at the same time, they kind of messed up on it, because back then this vehicle, a lot of people used it for just having fun and doing cool tricks. I've seen so many videos of people just having a blast with this vehicle and not killing a single person. But then there's those people that went around killing everybody. So when Rockstar added the Oppressor Mark II, it really messed up the entire game, because that vehicle isn't really for doing tricks. That vehicle is solely for griefing. July 14th, 2018, about 1 year and 1 month after the release date of the Mark I Oppressor, they released the Mark II version. And as I said just a minute ago, this vehicle was literally made for griefing, like I was talking about. The Oppressor Mark I was so popular. It was popular for people that like to have fun and popular for people that like to kill people. So if a vehicle is extremely popular, and I mean so popular that 1 in 2 people actually owned one of these vehicles, as a game developer, I would want to add another version of this vehicle. If practically everybody in the game that is playing at that time owned one of these vehicles, I would obviously want to make another one so people would keep on playing the game and they'd want another version of the vehicle, obviously. And everybody did want another version of the Oppressor, because when the Oppressor Mark II came out, it was extremely popular. Now, when Rockstar did make this vehicle, they forgot to add one thing, and that is going to be the fun part of the Oppressor Mark II. The Oppressor Mark II is used for 2 things: griefing and doing work. Personally, I use the Oppressor Mark II all the time for doing work, for either casino preps, Kyle Perico preps, doing any kind of work missions for my vehicle cargo warehouse or my special cargo warehouse. I use the Oppressor Mark II, or now the Sparrow helicopter. The reason why I use this vehicle is because it can reach speeds of 130 miles per hour. It's super agile and it's really easy to kill enemies. You kind of just hover up there and then the homing missiles lock on to literally any enemies in a car or on foot, and then you can just kill them really quickly. Now, think about this for a second. Griefers see that and they're like, wait a minute, this thing can kill anything, anytime, anywhere. So then they decided to go and buy this vehicle. And that is when it really ruined the game, because then the Oppressor Mark II overpowered the Oppressor Mark I literally within the first hour of it being released. The first griefer to hop on GTA 5 in July of 2018 saw this vehicle and they're like, I need to buy at least 6 of these vehicles so I can kill everyone. And don't forget, back then, this is when you could actually use the MC menu to request Oppressor Mark IIs in constantly, 24/7. The second one is destroyed, you can call a brand new one back in, and there was no 4-minute wait period. I'm very glad Rockstar did change that, but it does get annoying if you are trying to do just regular missions and not kill people and your Oppressor gets destroyed. You gotta wait 4 minutes before you can call in another one, which kinda sucks because it's actually a very useful vehicle. But yeah, this vehicle, when it was released, they pretty much forgot to add the fun portion of this vehicle, because in my opinion, this vehicle is not that fun at all. The Oppressor Mark I is way more fun than the Oppressor Mark II, but the Oppressor Mark II is a lot more useful in terms of doing work, and when it comes to griefers, obviously they love this vehicle a lot more because it's way easier to kill people with. A level 1 can grab this vehicle and 2 minutes later they'd know exactly how to control it perfectly and pretty much be able to eliminate the whole lobby in minutes, and they would just become a griefer from the start of playing this game, which really sucks. Especially if they decided to buy GTA Online with some shark cards and stuff, so they started off with like $8 million or something like that. That is how it would truly suck, because new players would come into the game, they'd grab this vehicle, and kill everybody. So now, after knowing the history of the Oppressor Mark 1 and the Oppressor Mark 2, there's talk of the Oppressor Mark 3, and there's been talk about this vehicle for years now, pretty much since 2018. Right when it said Oppressor Mark 2, people think there's going to be an Oppressor Mark 3. And I'm going to tell you guys right now why there will not be an Oppressor Mark 3. Because Rockstar at the start, they released the Oppressor Mark 1. They thought it was amazing, they released a second version. Then they realized how overpowered the vehicle actually was. Now, if I was Rockstar Games, or if you guys were Rockstar Games, you would obviously want to nerf the vehicle. But think about this. How could you actually really nerf the vehicle? Like, it's so small, it's obviously going to be extremely agile, and you can't really nerf the missiles on it because it only has 20, and after you use up all 20, you got to go and restock on it. So, like, really, how could you actually nerf the Oppressor Mark II? It's really not possible. So there's another version of what you could do. What you could do is remove it from the game. But within the first week, thousands of people bought this vehicle. Some of them even bought multiples of this vehicle because, like I said, back then, you could request them in as many times as you wanted, and they'll spawn right next to you if you're an MC president. So obviously, if they wanted to remove the vehicle from the game, a lot of people would already have the vehicle. And they wouldn't just remove that vehicle from all of their garages, or else they'd have to send out millions of dollars back into people's accounts in-game. And I'm talking about GTA cash, not real money. So obviously they wouldn't be able to do that. They can't remove it from the websites and everything like that, because then nobody else would have access to it, and only a few people would, and they'd really go around tormenting the entire community. Because back then, that's what everybody did the second they bought this vehicle. So they really didn't have that many options. I just thought of a way they could technically nerf the vehicle, but not really, because it wouldn't have a huge effect on anything, and that would be just allowing people to use the rocket boost one time. The second you go off the ground, that's the only time you get it, and the only way to recharge it is to go back on the ground and sit there and wait for a minute, and then you would recharge the boost, just like with the Oppressor Mark 1, how you can't recharge it in the air. But the Oppressor Mark 2 is an air vehicle, so in that sense it wouldn't really work. So with all of this in mind, why would they release a third version of this vehicle? Obviously, a Mark III version would mean that it's been improved and it's a lot better now, because that's pretty much what it means. Like, obviously the Oppressor Mark II is better than the Oppressor Mark I, and Mark II weapons are better than Mark I weapons. So they obviously wouldn't make a third version of the vehicle, the Oppressor Mark III, and make it worse than the Oppressor Mark I and the Oppressor Mark II. So everybody's saying that the Oppressor Mark III is going to come out. It's happening. It's going to be coming to GTA Online very soon. I'm telling you, you guys can wait, but you'll probably be dead by the time an Oppressor Mark III comes out. Pretty much what I'm saying is it's never going to come out. It's not happening. Another way to look at it, though, is the Oppressor Mark III doesn't have to be a griefing vehicle when you think about it. Take a look at the vehicle that I'm driving in this video. It looks sick. This vehicle looks cool. Now, this vehicle that I'm driving has some mods on it, and it's really overpowered. You saw how fast this thing was shooting missiles, and you could see how fast it's flying. Like, it reaches speeds of 300 miles per hour. If Rockstar were to release a vehicle like this, I would go onto my PlayStation 5, delete the game, and start uploading another game or something else on YouTube, because I would be done with GTA 5 from that point. Like I said though, it doesn't have to be OP. Just having this vehicle, without all of those crazy missiles and this extremely fast top speed, it just looks like a cool vehicle. Just a bike that you could fly on really fast in the sky. And it's not overpowered at all. But knowing Rockstar, if they were to add one, they would have to add some kind of special feature to the vehicle. Either dropping bombs or something like that. Honestly, if it could drop bombs, that really wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But then again, it would be a very agile vehicle, and it would just be super simple to kill people while dropping bombs. It would, in my opinion, be a little bit better than the missiles, because you could just fly up right above somebody, come to a stop in a matter of milliseconds, and then just drop 6 bombs on somebody, murder them, and then dip. I'm pretty sure bombs have a little bit more damage than homing missiles. I'm not 100% sure because I've never done a test on that, but it would still be extremely overpowered. So in the end, there's really no way that they could add an Oppressor Mark III without it ruining the game even more. So I know Rockstar isn't stupid because they're worth what, probably billions of dollars at this point after GTA 5's release like 8 years ago. So after the many complaints they've gotten about the Oppressor Mark II, they would not add an Oppressor Mark III. I want everybody watching this video right now to comment down below a way that they could add an Oppressor Mark III without it being extremely overpowered and being better than the Oppressor Mark II. Try your best, because I highly doubt you could come up with even one idea. And if somebody does comment one, respond to that comment saying why it's overpowered if it actually is overpowered. Like I said in this video, I was trying to figure out ways to think of a version of the Oppressor Mark III that could not be overpowered. And I couldn't even think of one, because I thought of one thing, and then I realized, wait, nope, that's extremely overpowered as well, because the vehicle itself is just overpowered. Not even the missiles on it or anything like that, because it would be so fast, and the agility is great, and the fact that it could turn on a dime and come to a stop almost immediately, it would just be too overpowered to have another version of this vehicle. And there is no vehicle in this game that has 3 different versions of the exact same thing with the exact same name. I just don't think Rockstar is ever going to add one to the game, and I really hope they don't, because if they do, like I said, I'm done with GTA 5 from that point. But like I said, Rockstar isn't that stupid. They are not going to add one. But anyways, guys, that is going to wrap up the video for today. Thank you for watching it. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to smash a thumbs up on it. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Comment down below. Respond to the thing I just said like a minute ago. And also what you thought of this video. If you think there's going to be one, or if you don't, let me know down below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.